This is Chris the Nightmare Jarrell, and you're watching Mr. Boxing Today on YouTube.
Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? So, Jarrell Big Baby Miller versus Fred Kassi. Now, I did a video on this when this fight was first announced. It's going down tomorrow. Fred Kassi is a veteran man that can go from lefty to righty. He comes in shape. He's durable. He has a tough chin. He's a tough guy to look good against, you know, let alone look great against. He's a tough guy to look good against. And if you look at Fred, if you were to go on BoxRec and look at Fred Kassi's last, let's see, 4 fights, you would say, okay, he's lost 3 times and he had a draw. You know, there's nothing really here to look at. But you have to look deeper than just the losses and the draw. If you go and watch that Amir Mansour fight, now he did get knocked out. That was he put him to sleep. Mansour put him to sleep. That was a very competitive fight up until the knockout. The Chris Arreola fight, and I said this, I made a post-fight video on this, and I also made a Chris Arreola video all by itself. Arreola himself said he looked like shit in that fight. That was the fight that, for those of you that don't know, Arreola was supposed to get the Wilder shot when Szpilka got it. Szpilka was supposed to fight Mansour. They scrapped the Mansour-Szpilka fight because Szpilka got the opportunity to fight Wilder. All right, then Mansour went on to fight Brazil. But Chris Arreola was the one who was supposed to get that shot. He looked like shit. He said he looked like shit. I'm just quoting him. He looked like shit, and he doesn't deserve any type of title shot. Then he went on to fight, who'd he fight? Kaufman. All right, and another fight didn't look all that great against. But anyways, then you look at the Dominic Brazil fight Kassi had. I thought Kassi won that fight. The Hughie Fury fight. I thought Fury was winning the fight. It got stopped because they were cut on the left eye of Fury. It was accidental headbutt. I thought Fury was winning the rounds, but I thought it was competitive. You know, so Kassi is a tough guy to look good against, but he's only 36 years old, so he isn't, you know, super old, but it just starts to make me think a little bit, just like the Mansour fight. I think it's about time that Kassi may get beat decisively again. And I think Miller's going to take advantage of this being on TV. He is rated in the top 10 of, or I believe the top 9 of 3 sanctioning bodies. Number 9 by the WBA. And he is, I'm going to just look it up since I'm just talking about it. Number 9 by the IBF. And number 7 by the WBO. Now, there was an article that came out here on Boxing Scene, and one, you know, somebody, a part of his team said, I believe Jarrell will be in a position where some kind of bout will be ordered, probably a 90-day time frame, assuming he is victorious against Kassi, and let me add, also injury-free. So I would say Jarrell is going to be in a position where he's going to fight within 90 days of August 19th, explained Cohen. So, shouts out to Steve Kim and Boxing Scene. But I'd like to see him fight anybody in those sanctioning bodies that are rated near or a little bit above him. You know, so you look at the WBA rankings, a fight with Trevor Bryan would be most logical. Bryan is rated number 10 and Miller's rated number 9. You look at the IBF, Charles Martin, Eric Molina, these are guys that are rated around him. Andrew Ruiz, Carlos Takam, that'd be a great fight. Any of those would be good fights. Michelle Wallace, if you look at the WBO rankings, Michelle Wallace, Hughie Fury, any of those fights would be good in my opinion. Edmund Gerber, Tom Schwartz, another undefeated prospect out of Germany. All those would be good fights to me, man. So I want to see him get past Fred Kassi, and I want him to see. I want to see if he can do what Amir Mansour was able to do. You know, you would think some of these other big guys that fought Kassi would probably be the guys that stopped him, but it's not. Hughie Fury was, you know, he chose to try to outbox Kassi. Brazil, you know, was trying to use his length and was holding a little bit in that fight. So I want to see I want to see the approach by Jarrell Miller in his fight. Now, he looked good against Guevas, although Guevas really didn't pose much of a threat. Donovan Dennis, that was a good fight. Very entertaining fight. He looked really good in that fight. You know, so he has a personality to sell himself. He's undefeated. He has the one draw against Joey Daweko in a fight that he got some points deducted from him. But he was clearly beating Daweko. Had he not had those points taken, he would have won the fight pretty easily. According to Jarrell Miller, he says that, I'm not getting all that, but this fight's coming up with Kassi. I expect Miller, I'm going to go with Miller by stoppage. I'm going to see if he can stop him. It's scheduled for 10 rounds. I know Cassie's durable, but Miller needs to, if he really wants to sell himself tomorrow on TV, I understand, get the win. If anything, get the win and look better in your next fight. But if you want to make an impression of why you should be getting the title shot in your next fight or fighting in the eliminator your next fight, regardless that you're rated high, but why you should be one of the guys that are rated in that top 10 that should be getting a shot at the title, you should show it tomorrow. You should try to beat him in a more convincing, more impressive manner than, you know, Brazil and Huey Fury, those guys. You got to wipe their performances out. Like, you got to go in there and perform at a very high level and try to knock Fred Kassi out, man. That should be the goal, to try to stop Fred Kassi. Just my opinion about the fight. I'm going to do a post-fight video on the fight after it happens, but I'm going with Jarrell Miller, and I'm going with Jarrell Miller by stoppage, man. I think he has a chip on his shoulder. Big, strong guy. I know his weight's an issue, but he carries his weight pretty decent, you know, and I've seen training clips of him working out, lifting weights. I mean, he's putting in the work, man. You know, some guys, their physiques are just different. You know, I mean, people's physiques are just different. But I thought he should fight more close to like 250. That's what, you know, that's my opinion on it. But he's comfortable fighting at his weight. I'm on his Instagram. On his Twitter, I see him lifting weights, putting out videos of working out and getting sparring in. So he's going to be in shape, man. I'm not going to let his physique just fool me. But even though I believe he should fight at a lower weight. But hey, it's his body. He knows what he's doing. He's, you know, I think he should go for the knockout tomorrow against Kassi, man. I really do. To really get your name out there. But, you know, if it all fails, get the win first and look better in your next fight. But if you're really trying to make a mark and you're on TV and you want people to recognize and, you know, you say that you'll break Anthony Joshua's jaw. You've called Deontay Wilder toothpick legs, and you said Klitschko and Fury was boring, and that's fine. Those are all your opinions. But if you really want to make a statement without words, make one tomorrow against Fred Kassi with a knockout. That way, not only were you just, you know, backing, you know, just talking a big game, you talked it with your fists too. And you talked it with your fists in your other fights, but a lot of fans, man, they're not believers, you know. Well, I guess they really want to be your fans. But I mean, just not fans of you per se, but just heavyweight boxing fans in general. When we're looking at other prospects, a lot of guys think that Miller's hype. I don't. That's why I do videos on. I've been doing videos on Miller for like last year and a half. You know, so I think the hype is real, but there are some fans that don't believe in the hype. So I think Miller should go out there and prove everybody wrong. Hey, even a fight with Andy Ruiz Jr. would be great. I think a fight with Ruiz would be good, being that he went in the ring when Ruiz had defeated Gormley. He went in the ring and grabbed the mic and got in Ruiz's face, so maybe that fight can happen. But you definitely got to put on, not only for Brooklyn, you got to put on for the American heavyweights, man, tomorrow when you step in the ring with Fred Kassi. Just my opinion on this. I'll do a post-fight video when it's all said and done. I'm out.